G'day, I'm Scott Poynton, founder of the Pond Foundation, and I wanted to share with you just a story of where the Pond Foundation came from and what we're doing and why we're doing it. The Pond Foundation emerged really from my work at the Forest Trust, which I founded in 1999. With the Forest Trust, or TFT, we worked with companies to help them improve their environmental and social performance in their supply chains. We helped them sign no deforestation commitments and make strong human rights commitments and then implement those commitments. It was really groundbreaking work. We worked with some of the world's largest companies to help them make these commitments and implement them. Around 2014, after many of these commitments came through, a good friend of mine said to me, "Do you think these commitments will save any forests?" And I said to them, look, I think in the short term that it will, because I knew the companies were serious. They wanted to implement these no deforestation commitments. They wanted to avoid human rights. So I felt really confident that millions and millions of dollars would be spent, and it has been, and they're making great progress. But I said, short term, whilst we are protecting the forests from the bulldozers, my concern is that in the medium to long term, the forests will still disappear. And he said, why? And the answer was climate change. Whilst we're protecting the forests and they're standing, as the temperatures rise and the rainfall decreases, the forests are drying out. And as they dry out, they get more prone to pest and disease attack. Not only that, they get more prone to fire. And I said to him, this was in March 2014, I worry that so many of the world's forests will burn. And here we are in 2021, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Forests all around the world are on fire. So it became clear to me that if we didn't solve the question of climate change, we would nonetheless lose the forest. And not just the forests, we would lose aquatic habitats, as we're seeing with the reefs, coral reefs around the world, which see huge impacts from climate change. So it became clear to me that I had to take the lessons that I'd learned in supporting companies and governments and individuals to cross a bridge to a different way of working in the world, a different way of being in the world, where they had compassion for others and the planet, and they didn't just go out for profit, profit, profit. How do we support companies on that journey when it came to no deforestation? Well, the lessons that I learnt doing that, we could apply more broadly to support individuals, families, and organisations take stronger, credible action on climate change. And if we could do that at scale, we might be able to make a dent in this horrible crisis that's unfolding of climate change. And that was the impetus for the Pond Foundation. I eventually left the Forest Trust, now Earthworm Foundation, still doing great work, to set up the Pond Foundation to work on this. And the idea of the Pond Foundation, where does the name came from? The first is, when I was young, I had a pond that was a place of calm for me. And I learnt through my work at TFT that when everything was in crisis, when companies were being attacked, they needed to find a place of calm before they could pause and start to feel with their values what they wanted to do. They didn't want to be linked to deforestation, human rights abuses. So they had to find that calm first, and that's where initially the name of the Pond Foundation came from. But it's broader than that. When we drop a little stone in a pond and the ripple goes out, this is also what we're trying to do with the Pond Foundation. We're trying to inspire individuals and businesses, other organisations, to take their strong, credible climate action. It has to be strong action and credible action, not just carbon neutral, not just offsetting. And so the Pond Foundation is about creating a ripple, creating a disruption in the world, taking all of the experience that I had from TFT, working with companies to help them take these journeys and bringing it to this question of climate change. So with our My Carbon Zero program, we're looking to support individuals and organisations take this credible climate action. With our Nutritional Paradox program, we're looking at the global food system, which is deeply broken, also affected by climate change, but destroying land, destroying people's lives and delivering empty calories to plates all around the world. So these are the two programs we've got going so far, and there's going to be more, because we're about making ripples at the Pond Foundation and helping people find calm in chaos so that they can take their own journey to credible action. I hope you can join us.